do about that? You can stay in it if you want to, because people at my church, you can't get another divorce. Oh yeah, I can. Oh yeah, I can. Go around there. They got lawyers out here. I can get another one.
Is Steve Harvey really tired of covering for his cheating wife and about to leave her? Today, we'll discuss decades of lies and manipulations the presenter turned a blind eye because of Marjorie. What did Harvey do with the bodyguard and co-anchor who exposed his wife? Thank them or kick them out of his life? And most importantly, what role does $200 million play in this story? Watch until the end. But first, let's talk about where cheating rumors came from and why all Marjorie's attempts to clean herself prove her not just to be guilty but shows something much worse. In August 2023, the GHPage, citing anonymous sources, reported that Steve Harvey's wife has been cheating on him for a long time with a bodyguard. William Freeman, or Big Boom, is not just a security guard. He is a personal chef, family friend, and a pander. He played a fatal role in Marjorie and Steve's reunion in 2005. They say this affair lasted almost the entire time Mrs. Harvey was married, and Harvey knew about it. But he didn't do anything for one reason. By a strange coincidence, it was revealed in early September by Steve's co-host, Shirley Strawberry. She spoke on the phone with her husband, who is serving time, and lets lip about a colleague's relationship.
If she had been there, we probably wouldn't have been all over the house. He's afraid of her. I knew I shouldn't have been there, but he brought us.
On September 11, Shirley was forced to apologize for these words to Marjorie and Steve. She claimed she did not know about this call being recorded and was very sorry. It's weird, all prisoners' calls are recorded according to US law, and Strawberry could not have known about it. Why is she lying? Haters know she is afraid of Marjorie too, and her influence on her husband. Steve could fire Shirley and ruin her 30-year career. After all, for his beloved woman, who has him in a palm of her hand, Steve ready to do anything.
I told Marjorie when we first got married, I said, baby, listen to me. I'll do anything for you. I'll give you the world. Have I not done that?
You have done.
But will he this time? Especially when it comes to the millions of dollars his cunning wife can take away from him. According to rumors, this was Marjorie Bridges' plan from the beginning. The couple met in 1990 while Harvey was married to his first wife, Marcy. The comedian performed at the Comedy Zone Club and stopped the show as soon as she entered the hall. And he said a very romantic phrase.
The very first thing I said to Marjorie was, I don't know who you are, but one day I'm going to marry you. This was the beginning.
Cute, right? Just don't forget that this is a married man with children speaking. By a strange coincidence, Steve separated from his wife almost immediately and later filed for divorce in 1992. And all these couple of years, Marjorie dated a man who was still married. Draw your own conclusions. According to Miss Bridges, it was Steve who first delayed the divorce and then did not dare to marry her.
But he didn't do it right then. He should have. He wasted a whole lot of time.
But Marjorie also was married then and had just given birth to a son. Her first husband, Jim Townsend, was a dealer who got almost 40 years in prison. And only after 5 years in his incarceration his wife filed for divorce when she met Steve. Jim's almost done with his autobiography, where he threatens to expose his cunning wife, who helped him with his illegal business. But when things went south, she found an upscale replacement. But in the early 90s, Marjorie lacked skill and knowledge to pressure Harvey to marry and get her Hollywood dream. But she would soon learn.
Which means you haven't made that a requirement. Because if you make that a requirement and he loves you, he'll marry you. That's the first thing.
The same bodyguard, William Big Boom, was the one who helped her trap Steve. In the early 2000s, Harvey's second marriage was crumbling, and before it reached its end, Mr. Superhost went to Vegas to gamble, drink, and clear his head. One evening he was playing roulette, and his friend and bodyguard came up with an offer of a lifetime.
He told me, listen, the only time I ever saw you happy was when you were with that woman, Marjorie. Now, before you go and do something stupid and marry another woman, I'm going to call her.
Why suggest a married friend going through difficult times in his marriage not to sort out his relationship with his wife, but to find another one? It is very convenient when the new ideal woman is at hand. No one wondered why it wasn't Steve who kept in touch with Marjorie and called her, but William. Due to his naivety, Harvey paid no attention to this detail to his own detriment. Marjorie returned to his life and ruined his second marriage. Steve's second wife, Mary Lee, said it was all Bridger's cunning plan. In 2011, according to Us Weekly, Mary began spreading rumors about her ex-husband on YouTube. On her channel, she claimed that the comedian had several affairs during their marriage, including with his current wife, Marjorie Harvey. However, Mary was reprimanded by a Texas judge for spreading false information and possibly violating her gag order. Interestingly enough, Steve tried to justify himself for these rumors in a lawsuit only 6 years later. He wanted to shade his ex-wife and rehabilitate his current one.
I said, I'm divorced too. She said, boy, shut up lying. Because it hadn't went public.
Right.
And she said, shut up, I know you got married again.
But why is he protecting the cheater? What's more, it seems he didn't even fire that same bodyguard. Most likely, Marjorie insisted on this, and Steve is used to doing whatever his wife wants. Like, in a leaked conversation, Shirley Strawberry said that Marjorie has her own separate spa and gym, where she spends 24/7. She lives in her own part of the house and rarely sees her husband. She often humiliated him on his own show. Remember the episode I Love Him, But, where Mrs. Harvey brought Dr. Phil and complained about her husband to the whole country. So far, Steve has put up with all this, and we have a theory why he is ready for a little more. No, it's not about love. It's just that the affair still needs to be proven in court. If Harvey files for divorce now, Marjorie will get $200 million, some of which may go to the bodyguard. Let's put it that way. William Freeman used to be the manager of certain girls, and this could be their 16-year-long plan. To hook up naive Steve, find a reason to divorce him and take away half of his fortune. Remember, Marjorie is no stranger to dirty affairs. Do you think she'll be able to trick Harvey this time? Share in the comments and subscribe so you don't miss what Steve will do next.